Nestling in the Fujian hills of southeast China are a type of traditional rural earth dwelling called tulo. How does modern architecture respond to the presence of these imposing structures dotted on the hillside? Are there ways in which tradition can be connected or reinvented to suit the aspirations of modern China? Hakka and Minnan people have built traditional tulos in this area since the 15th century.
我们这个土楼来讲的话，都是选择在一个风水宝地啊，以这个风水宝地的中轴线有一个轴心来建这个土楼。那土楼的话，以这个正面开出去的情况下就是这条线的正轴心。正轴心进来的话，最中间这个地方就是宗祠。我们非常注重祖先的精神，所以会把风水位置最好的位置供奉祖先。那这个地方也可以作为宫厅。
Usually, a whole clan from grandparents to grandchildren live together in the tulo. All the rooms in a tulo are of about the same size, showing equality and no hierarchy. The lower floors are for communal activities like cooking and eating, while the upper floors have private bedrooms and space to store grain and vegetables. The balconies on the upper floors open inwards into the central space.
土楼最重要的一个特点就是夯墙，也是最好的建筑材料。所以我们有一句话讲的叫做“千年的夯墙不会倒”。一个夯墙1000年不会倒，但是现在建筑材料几十年就没用了。
The foundation of the massive outer wall is made with cobbled stones taken from the local area. Walls of compacted earth are laid heavily on it, allowing for the construction of a 3 to 4-story building that is warm in winter and cool in summer. Tulos are designed as defensive buildings with windows only on the upper floors. They are secure spaces, allowing for a whole family to defend its property and live in safety. The story goes that in Xiaxi village there were 2 rival clans living in 2 tulos on either side of a creek. Their hatred was so intense that they wouldn't allow a bridge to be built across the river. Li Xiaodong, an architect and professor at Tsinghua University, decided to use architecture to unite these 2 communities. He designed and built a school that literally spans the river and called it Bridge School.
I was inspired by the history of the village. Actually, I looked for a site to test my idea from the acupuncture idea from Chinese medicine. So if you have something wrong with your body, we try to look for the points that can generate energy through your body that can cure the problem, right? The site of Bridge School is kind of an ideal site for us to test the idea. So that's how it started with the bridge. For a school, the schools are normally located outside the community instead of in the center. And that's exactly what I try to change, because I think these young kids, they have energy and they have activities. And for a community to thrive, you need to promote this kind of program in the center.
The building is unique in the way it combines a bridge and a school. The school stands in sharp contrast to the tulos. Minimalist and modern, constructed of steel and rectangular in shape.
这个通通是要吊机来这边吊起来，一根一根来给它焊接下去，不是用人工的，通通用吊机吊起来。
A thin wood cladding once enveloped the school, but it wasn't durable and has now been replaced by a steel screen.
以前盖了那么久，肯定有烂一点，现在没有办法，就是要换这个，配得起啦，可以啦。人家客人都这样讲。
However, within a few years after the school was built, life in Xiaxia village changed. People became more prosperous by concentrating on pomelo farming, selling the fruit both within China and abroad. Many of them, including the families from the two Tulos, migrated to urban areas in search of a better lifestyle. Both Tulos are now uninhabited and the school has closed.
我本人的感想，觉得有点可惜，但是这个自然现象也没有办法，但是人少了，但是教室还在，这给我们留下了一个很好的宝贵的财产在这里。
All the same, it attracts visitors and children continue to play. It's not only the villagers and their families who have migrated from the village. In a sense, the Tulo itself has also left the Fujian hills, but it has been reinvented to fit the urban context in Foshan, Guangdong province. This is an imaginative way of dealing with tradition, developing and adapting it for a modern city life. In 2005, Wang Shi, the then CEO of China's largest developer Wang Ke, was looking for ideas for mass urban housing projects. He was inspired by the Fujian Tulos and visited them with architects Liu Xiaodu and Meng Yan of Urbanus, a leading architectural firm in China.
我怎么对它有兴趣呢？一呢就是对本身对中国传统建筑的一种自觉，从考察来讲比较适合我比较喜欢的建筑形式上，非常环保生态，又比较适合居住。
We kind of inspired by this vernacular form. They found it's an experimental kind of effort. Then start to give us the commission, say, okay, let's try to build some sample house and say if we can make this thing work. That Tulo project was called a social housing project, or we call it a low-income or affordable housing, that kind of project. And we pick up the core kind of issues.
Here, many of the features of the Tulo have been reimagined to fit the needs of low-income migrant workers. These similarities extend beyond architecture into lifestyle, where migrant workers hark back to their rural ways, but in their new urban context. The building materials in the urban Tulo, like those in Bridge School, are modern. The architecture, too, incorporates a very modern vocabulary. The migrant workers are therefore invited to view their new surroundings as excitingly fresh and different from the rural habitats they left behind. But like the traditional Tulo, the urban Tulo is a gated community where new friendship circles develop, where families can live in safety.
我觉得这个是目的是达到了，他们是在那里是住的是非常非常开心的，非常开心的。
With a good architectural design, then we can greatly improve the living condition of ordinary people, working class, and they don't need to pay more. So this is somehow, I think we accomplished that kind of a mission. And this is one of the best work we had. That's something we're really happy about that.
So, while the Brit School deals with tradition by creating spaces that engage with the energy of a community, the urban Tulo incorporates traditional living patterns into modern city life. Both buildings in their own ways address questions of tradition and modernity, making great architecture suit the needs of their people.